Hello, this is Sarah Hardy at the University of Maine at Farmington, and this video is about how to do paired t-tests using Rcmdr. Okay, so I already have opened R and Rcmdr and entered some data, so I'm just going to go ahead and select that as an active data set. And AB pairs is the name of this data, just some randomly generated data. We'll take a look at it. This is what it looks like right here. Okay, so to decide whether to do a paired t-test or a paired Wilcox test, or the Wilcox signed rank test, we need to actually look at the difference of the pairs, which we need to calculate. So to calculate a new variable based on some variables that you have in your data, go to Data, Manage Variables in the Active Data Set, and Compute New Variables. So I'm going to call this variable diff, and my expression to compute it is variable A minus variable B. I'm going to hit OK. So now if I look at View My Data Set, I actually have a third variable over here called difference. And now I can make a quantile plot of that variable. So graph, quantile plot. And this time I'm going to actually look at a t-plot with the degrees of freedom. In this case, since I have 10 observations, I'm going to look at the degrees of freedom 9. So hit OK. And that didn't work because I forgot to pick a variable. Okay. Hit OK. Okay. And then over in the regular R window, your quantile plot should pop up. So I can also look at a box plot of the difference. Okay. And another plot that's nice to look at when you have differences, and unfortunately Rcmdr doesn't have an automatic way of doing it, but it's a pretty easy plot. I'm just going to take this line that says box plot, paste that in, and change the box to bar, and then submit this line. And this gives me a plot that there's a horizontal line at 0, and it shows me how many observations have negative differences and how many have positive. So we can see here that almost all of these are negative in this randomly generated data, and we have 2 small positive ones. Okay, so back to the quantile plot. I forgot to point this out earlier. Everything's within the intervals, confidence intervals they have here. And so this data it's appropriate to use a t-test for. So to do that, I'm going to go to Statistics, Means, Paired t-test. I'll go ahead and do a two-sided test. Again, we could do difference less than 0 or difference greater than 0. Oh, I need to select my first variable, variable A, variable B, and I'm going to, in fact, why don't I do a less than test for this one? I'm going to say that variable A, I think, is less than variable B. Hit OK. As I was saying, here is the results of the paired t-test. Our p-value is 0.0053. So we would reject the null hypothesis. And this should be the same output that we would get if we did statistics, if we looked at means, a single sample t-test, and be careful here to do a less than test. Hit OK. Oh, my variable's difference. OK. And now, okay, and this will be the same results as we we would get if we do statistics, if we do a one sample test with the means. So I'm going to go to means, single sample t-test. I'm going to do a test on the difference. I'm going to do population mean less than, since we said A was less than B. Hit OK. And here we see that we get the exact same results. So let's suppose that one of these points on our quantile plot had been outside of the bounds, indicating that we should instead do a Wilcox test. And so we could do that by going to Statistics, Non-Parametric, Paired Samples, Wilcox Test, and select first variable, variable A, second variable, variable B. I'm going to do a less than test and hit OK. And this gives me my Wilcox output down here. Okay, and so that's about it for doing the paired t-test using Rcmdr. Thanks.